Hey friends, good afternoon, good evening. Monday, January 30, just about 5 p.m. here in New York City. A quite pleasant 51 degrees Fahrenheit, kind of ridiculous. And as you'll start to see as we make this turn, it's a beautiful sunset starting here in New York City right now. We're going to go walk around and try to chase it, head west to the waterfront. Claire is here, Paul Greenwell, DeBailey 72. Good to see my friends. Hope everybody is doing excellently. Thanks for hopping on. Hopefully you can start to see that warm orange glow over the tree line when we get a couple hundred more yards. We'll turn in. We're in Central Park. We're on the drives on the east side. We're going to cut through the park as we often do, heading west to the waterfront. And hopefully, so let's see, it's about 5 p.m. The sunset is officially 5:10, but hopefully as we get to the water, we'll continue to see some nice color for a while. At least that's what I'm hoping for. This was the quickest I could get out. Today was a big cleaning day at home. Ooh, you can start to see the Central Park West buildings in silhouette. Dave in Bangor, Maine. Hey, good to see you. Thanks everybody for hopping on. Short notice. Hopefully we'll get some really nice views tonight. Claire is asking a bit about us. Well, we've been in New York for about 20 years. And I think you'll discover, if you stay tuned, that we do kind of weave in a little bit about ourselves throughout the walks. Talk about my wife, my kiddo, and so forth. We'll see what happens. So we're walking into some of the trails here in Central Park. Up ahead of us, one of our common sights, the Great Lawn. Ooh, the sky is looking really nice. Yeah, we're starting a little later than I would like to, but it is what it is. So fingers crossed we will catch as much of the color as we can.
Well, I used to go like in the winter.
But yeah, we're going to head towards that color. Walk to the west, walk to the south, follow the sun. Hopefully it'll be a fun one for all of us. Going to be a lot of people out. It's such a warm day today. Like I was saying, 50 degrees Fahrenheit. And we have officially broken the record for longest period of a winter season without snow. So strange things afoot here in New York City weather-wise. But we're going to cut across and head west towards the water. We've got a ways to go, so stay tuned. Pointing the camera south so you guys can see Central Park South. Really beautiful tonight. Deanna's here, a newcomer. Hey, good to see you. Welcome. Always happy to have new folks join us as we walk around, explore New York City. DeBailey says it's crazy having no snow at this time. Yeah, it's been really weird, really warm, unseasonably. So we've had a couple of days where there were snowflakes, but it was so warm that they really didn't hit the ground, and so they didn't count as measurable snowfall. Marty's here. Good to see you. Good evening. We're walking into Arthur Ross Pinetum, so you'll see the beautiful pine trees here in Central Park. Some of them have the biggest pine cones you've ever seen. When I walk my kiddo over here, I'm always like a little afraid, like 8-inch pine cone's gonna come flying down like a missile. Bill's got to head out. Hey, good to see you. Have a great night. Must be like 10 or 11 p.m. in Europe. As we walk through this part of the park on the west side, we're entering the area formerly known as Seneca Village. So lots of history over here. William from Brooklyn's here. Hey, good to see you, pal. Hopefully you guys are getting a nice sunset in Brooklyn as well. We're gonna try to, I'm trying to walk to the west side as fast as my legs will take me. We start a little late, but gonna try to get to the water just as fast as we can. Hopefully catch some of the color on the water. Cut across. Andrew Jordan, hey, good to see you. If anybody was in New York the last couple of nights, we had the most ridiculous sunsets, like deep red. I don't think we're gonna get that tonight, but that was really something. But we had visitors, so it was not possible for me to head out. But my wife was kind enough to look after the kiddo tonight as we gallivant. Deanna's a New Orleanian. Hey, that's awesome. I love New Orleans.
I know it's
Yo,
hard.
remember, tell them what happened about that nigga in Ray. When it was the nigga was like, I'll be trapping now.
Oh yeah, you know Anthony? I don't think you know him.
85th and Central Park West, some of my favorite buildings in the city. Last private residences along Central Park West. Really beautiful.
Really cool.
And then as we head along west, have a lot of these incredible brownstones and townhouses on the Upper West Side. Always imagining the incredible stories and history in every one of these. Look how beautiful they are. If you go on Street Easy, which is a New York City real estate website, you can probably look up West 85th Street. So let's see, let's find some of the numbers, 35, 37, so 37 West 85th Street. Some of the numbers around that, and figure out how much some of these townhouses run for. They're so incredible looking. Yeah, Andrea enjoyed the sunsets last couple nights. They were really unbelievable. I always tell people after it rains, we tend to luck out with some really incredible sunsets, even when it's pretty cloudy.
Yeah.
Sometimes you see the clouds and you think that, how could there be a nice sunset? And then, in fact, you get the best ones you've ever seen. That's what the last couple of days was like. I think today is more standard, but hopefully good nonetheless. Hopefully worth it. So we're cutting quickly through West 85th. Try to get to the water. '77 West 85th, the Carlisle Apartments. Not to be confused with the Carlisle Hotel. Some fun restaurants over here. Really like Big Gay Ice Cream over there and Nina's. Deanna enjoyed yesterday. Oh, that's cool. So you got to check out some of Roosevelt Island with us. George is here. Good to see you. Lizzie's here. Good to see you. Good afternoon to everybody. Nobody's coming for several blocks, so we're going to cross the street. No cars coming. That Nina's spot's one of my favorites. Mexican food. And they're super, super nice. They used to, it's such a great story. They used to be on different avenue and they had the tiniest little shop. And I guess, over the last couple of years there were,
Okay, that's fine. He doesn't need to.
a real estate opportunity opened up for them. And they were able to get a new space that's probably, I don't think I'm exaggerating, it might be 5 times bigger. It's at least 3, 4, or 5 times bigger. And now they have a full bar and all this stuff, so I'm really excited for them. I love watching restaurants succeed in New York City because it's such a hard place for them to succeed in. Hopefully my wife is, I haven't seen her, but hopefully she's watching. The kiddo has been, it's probably enjoying some burps right about now. Since we had family in town, he has felt all the love for the last few days. And probably because of that, he actually slept really well last night. Funny how that works. We are flying here, folks. Crossing Amsterdam now. We actually have another restaurant I love just up ahead. Han Dynasty. If you like Chinese food, incredibly spicy. Very, very, very spicy. I think they have a couple locations in the city, and I think even one in Philadelphia, if I remember correctly. There it is.
We got
Vinny's here. I need a caffeine shot. Oh, you and me both, pal. So my wife stayed up a bit with the kid this morning and let me sleep a bit. I actually got more sleep than I have been in a while, and for some reason it did not work on my brain. So I told my wife today my brain feels like cottage cheese. I don't know what it is. I think I must have gotten so tired that even one night wasn't sufficient to catch up. All right, crossing Broadway, getting very close now. Running across the city to get to the water. Sue K is here checking in from Santa Fe, New Mexico, just after 3. Good to see you. Hope everybody's doing great. Vinny, did you see the sunsets from the last couple of nights? I was saying before, I don't think tonight's will be anything like the last couple of nights, but oof, those were incredible. Unbelievable. But hopefully tonight's will be worth running across the city to get to. Coming up on the beautifully named West End Avenue, one of my favorite avenue names, followed by Riverside Drive, also pretty beautiful name. Running a red light right there. William says, I actually let my daughter get some sleep, took the grandkids. Oh, that's so nice of you. I mean, we're pretty new at this. So, I'm speaking from limited experience. Oh, sorry. But it is crazy how little sleep you get for, so prolonged an amount of time. And when we thought we were getting a little better, like starting, I don't know, maybe a week ago, our kiddos started to have a sleep regression. But last night was pretty good. So hopefully everything will go in the right direction eventually. Celeste is here. Good to see you. All right, folks, we're coming to Riverside Drive, which means very close to the water. In between us and the water is Riverside Park, a gorgeous park. And then we can cut down to the Hudson River Greenway. But we should get some really beautiful views along the way. Once we get to the Greenway, I can slow down a bit and catch my breath. Just didn't want to miss any of the color if we could avoid it. Oh yeah, here we go. Once the buildings start to go away, yeah, it's all worth it. And the cool thing is, even if we miss some of the color, as it gets dark, we get the buildings lit up. So it's all worth it in the end. John Matthews here from Milwaukee. Hey, it was my pleasure. Thanks for watching. Thanks for asking. John was asking about the cones that you sometimes see on cars. And I was saying that most of the time it's because somebody wants the space, and usually in New York it could be,
Yeah, I mean, it's just,
you know, the Law and Order TV shows trying to grab all the spaces on a block, for example, or it could be a Con Ed crew, you know, things like that. So when you leave the cone behind, and then they go and hop in and grab the space. Of course, some people, nefarious types, sometimes take advantage of this. All right, we're going to cut in here into Riverside Park. Celeste says, beautiful golden hour. Yeah, I'm trying to get us to the water just as quickly as I can so that we get as much of that as we can. So we're coming down to Riverside Park, which I've been telling you guys about. We're gonna do as a walk one of these days, but I wanna do it on like a beautiful weekend day. This would have been fun today, like during the day, but I wasn't able to get out. Ooh, it smells so nice here. There must be some really cool plants nearby. We're gonna cut through here. There's a little path that we can take to the waterfront. Brian Bell's here. Good to see you. So we're in the kind of 80s. Oh, wow, my brain is fried. It's not there, it's right there. We're gonna have some moments like that tonight where I'm on a little bit of autopilot. Here we go. So last time, we're in the 80s. Last time we were here, there was a little bit of a dead spot around the 79th Street boat basin. So what we'll do is we're just gonna walk and we'll get past it. So if it buffers, it might buffer for a minute, but just hang tight. We will get through it. We always do. Andrea says Saturday afternoon. Yeah, I mean, on like a nice day with like a clear sky and all the families come out and there's lots of dog parks in there. It's really, really, really fun. It's especially, there's 2 times a year that's even more fun, which is spring and it's all filled with flowers and color. And then also during winter when it's covered in snow. Somebody's saying sometimes they think we also have the voice of walking commuter. I will take that as a compliment, but he has much more of a New York accent than this guy. But I love Gabe. We've met in IRL. He's a super nice guy. All right, here we are, folks. Ooh, some beautiful orange glow. This is what we were heading down to see. Super lovely. Brenda's here. Donna's here. Brenda says, good evening, got to see Robert Redford making the movie 3 Days of the Condor. Oh, wow. 1974. I really love that movie. It's one of my favorites. It was on one of the streaming sites recently, like Prime or something. I love that movie. It's Bailey enjoying. And Andrea, the other thing on Riverside is closer to, and somebody was asking about this the other day, the Grant Memorial is a little park called Sakura Park. And I have videos of this, but in Sakura Park are a bunch of cherry trees. And that park blossoms really nice, you know, during the cherry tree season. All right, so folks, this is the boat basin right here. This is where we had some buffering last time, so just bear with me as we get past it. But we're just gonna head south, watch the sunset colors, and then when that goes away, we'll just enjoy the views of the Manhattan skyline as the lights come on. So it should be some nice views. You can see the ducks in the water. These are some screenshot views, I think. There's a pier here, which I think there are some benches on it, and you can, if you set up shop there at like 4:30, plan to be there for about an hour, you can watch the sunset. It's really nice here. John says, my wife and I will be visiting in May, celebrating 30 years of marriage and coming via Amtrak. Hey, that's the way to do it. First of all, congrats. 30 years. Big congrats. Do you guys know what you're going to do to celebrate yet? That's incredible. Celeste is asking where the boats are. That's a good question. I think, so there used to be like a restaurant and stuff inside that's been closed for a while, and I wonder if that had something, I wonder if they, that also means that the pier isn't active right now. But I don't know for sure. I'll have to look that up later. It does say marina closed. Oh, it's going to be redesigned. It's going to be reconstructed. So they've probably, so it's temporarily closed. Everybody's probably been evicted. I guess that answers the question. All right, we have to cross here, not get hit by any bikes. Some folks are coming.
It's go time, Metro, big man.
Guess they're having a little bike race. Ooh, and a 2-pound super chat from our good friend DeBailey. Thank you very, very, very much. 2 times over. We appreciate you. Let me just get past this section. There's some beautiful birds down in the water. And I don't know if you can see, but like on every pier post, there's a bird perched atop. Beautiful. Really beautiful. Okay, we're losing our sunglasses. It's too dark now. Yeah, aren't these colors nice? We'll take it. So depending on how fast we go and what the how things are looking, it's possible we could go to the High Line, but I don't want to make any promises. Just depends on how fast we're going, because it closes early now during the winter season, even on days like this where it's super, super nice and extra warm. So we'll see how we're doing. But in the meantime, I just love these colors. Celeste says we walk very fast. Yeah. Sometimes I try not to, but I'm not very good at that. This is my cardio. Very loud helicopter to our right. And I'll try to walk near the water, so hopefully you guys are getting some of those nice Sounds of the water crashing against here. Very relaxing. Celeste can hear the helicopter from the video and the bedroom window. That one was super loud. I wonder if that was a military one. Those tend to be much louder. And West Point is north of us, and I guess sometimes they do, I forget if it was this past weekend or the weekend before, but I got a alert that they sent some planes to do a flyby near, I think it was the Verrazano. One day if my schedule is more agreeable, I'll try to run out and catch that one day. They do that from time to time. We're more likely to see that stuff during like Fleet Week, but the city does generally send us notice, and it would be fun to film some of that. One day. Colleen is here, good to see you. Just having a relaxing sunset walk here on the Hudson. Pop out here. They do this to get folks off the bikes. I guess there's like construction and stuff, so sometimes they have to have these detours. Really liking like the silhouettes here. Owen Meyer, good to see you. John says 5-borough tour. And then after 4 days on our own, and eat at Wohop. Yeah, Wohop is my favorite place in Chinatown. I think it was opened in 1937. And it's Cantonese, which is, so like we just passed a place called Han Dynasty, which is Sichuan. Cantonese is kind of the oldest, as far as I understand it, kind of the oldest Chinese food to make its way to the United States. I really love that spot. Get the egg rolls and get the spicy mustard. It'll clear your sinuses for at least a couple of days. John Burke, good to see you. Like I was saying, 51 degrees today in New York City. Super unseasonably warm here. Very strange days in New York. We've broken the record for longest winter season with no snow. And according to the Weather Service, that means until we have snow, every day we break a new record. Yeah, Deanna, it's super funny. One day we'll take the kiddo there, it'll put hair on his chest. Be the youngest kid in kindergarten. Just kidding. RJ's here from Colorado. Good to see you. Can we get a Colorado weather update? Ambrose, if I can't cry, it's not spicy enough. I was saying we had family in town. We ordered some Chinese food last night to the apartment, and I ordered a dish where I selected very spicy. And my aunt said, is it actually spicy? And I ate it, and I kind of looked at her a little funny. So she knew it must have had some spice, but I was like, it's spicy, but not very spicy. She then proceeded to take a bite and made the nastiest face at me as if I had just lied to her. And I said she got the bite that had all of the spice. Bill's saying hi before going to bed. Hey, good to see you. Have a great night. Again, I'm loving, so they have all this old rail infrastructure on the west side, and they've kept little bits and pieces of it kind of as part of this park. And that's a screenshot right there with some nice silhouette behind it. Really beautiful. I don't see many right now, but sometimes in the water right here you'll see ducks and geese and so forth. Maybe they're sleeping. Photos from around New York, good to see you. Shan Famous Foods, yeah, I haven't had that yet. That's been on my list. It's been here for a long time, and for whatever reason I just haven't had it yet. Last night we had a spot called Ollie's. There's a few of them around New York City. It's kind of very casual Cantonese. Oh, there's all the birds. They're all sitting on the poles. It might be a little hard to see, but on top of each of those wooden poles is a bird. Sierra's here, ABX. Hey, good to see you. Oh, there's the geese. The geese are hanging out on the field right there, on the little hill. Oh, that's so funny. They're all just, you can hear them honking. So the hillside is covered in geese. So random. But they're honking away, so they must be feeding and having a good time. Photo says it's legitimately spicy. Yeah, that sounds right up my alley. I was saying the place that we go to, we were walking across 85th Street, and I was pointing out a couple of restaurants. One was Han Dynasty, and they have some dishes there that are legitimately spicy. We get the ma po tofu sometimes. And my wife particularly likes this dish called dry pepper tofu. Super crispy and a good amount of heat. Sierra, we are at this is the Hudson River that we're walking next to. And so this path is called the Hudson River Greenway. It's really beautiful, and we're just going to take it as far as we can. Enjoying the sunset, and the building lights of the Manhattan skyline will start to come on. You're already starting to see it. Somebody was asking about the weather. It was 51 degrees. And Emma asking about safety. No, it's like any other city. I guess my personal view is that
So that's what I'm going to do.
most people's image is exaggerated. But it's like any city, try to be aware and mindful. But statistically, you're actually safer here than a lot of places. But that's not what they show on the news. There's a nice moon right above us. Hello, moon. Brad's here. Bailey says, never felt unsafe in New York City. Yeah, I've walked tons and tons and tons of it. Never really had any issues. That doesn't mean that things don't happen. I just mean, I think the impression of it is a little different than the reality. This building on our right that has these really actually cool red windows is part of it's a New York City Sanitation Department pier. And I don't know if you guys saw this, but hey, Dusty Cole's here, Brad. So yesterday, the Empire State Building was lit up for the Eagles, and this caused a gigantic New York City kerfuffle of anger towards the Empire State Building. And there was a tweet from the sanitation department whose colors are green and white, and they said maybe they meant to celebrate us. I'm with the sanitation department on that. Emma says, looks tranquil, yeah. Oh, is it the yeah, Ambrose, you're right. Oh, it's so funny though. Yeah, I'm gonna make some factual errors today. I'm running on, I was saying I got a little more sleep last night, but this whole, waking up multiple times a night for the little kiddo, it's starting to get to my brain. Starting to get a little silly over here. Cheyenne is here watching from Amsterdam, one of our favorite places on earth. Welcome. It's good to see you. Yeah, so we have the sanitation department, got the red windows, and then the orange sky in the background. That's a pretty good view, if I say so myself. And you can see all these benches and stuff. There are many places to sit here and watch the water, watch the birds go by. ABX, yeah, you're 100% right. ABX saying feels safer than in the 80s, yeah. You have to look up, you gotta watch old movies. Basically anything from before 1990 and see what the city was like. It's night and day. It's completely different. For example, I walk the reservoir at Central Park regularly, and if you look up the movie Reservoir Man, or excuse Running Man, wow, child brain as Dusty says. Anyways, it's the Dustin Hoffman movie, and there's some clips of it you could find on YouTube. And the reservoir used to have a chain link fence around it because people would just throw crap into the reservoir. It's nothing like that anymore. Yeah, Deanna, this is one of my favorite spots. And I've told before, as we get closer to the '40s, one of my favorite spots over here. Oh, let me show you guys. This is all lit up. So again, this is the sanitation department. Just cool lighting. Ambrose, Marathon Man. Yeah, I'm gonna need some assists today. I got the kiddo brain. It's like Running Man. No, that's the one with Schwarzenegger. Oh well. But once we get to the 40s and the Intrepid Museum, I always tell people there's a Sullivan Street bakery nearby. Go there, grab a bunch of food, some of the best baked goods in New York City, and then bring it over here by the waterfront. Find a spot with some benches, have a picnic, watch the water. Can't do much better. Getting all our friends in the house today. It's good to see everybody. And so as the sun comes down to our left, you're starting to see the skyline light up. Really nice, really nice. Has my beautiful wife Lisa joined us? Just in time. Anybody want a bottle of wine? I found a bottle of wine right here. This one might be big enough to share. What do you guys think? Big enough to share? We'll probably get some better views of it, but the big bright building in the very center of the frame, as you hear my voice, is the tip top of the Empire State Building. Ambrose is okay, he had one for breakfast. Breakfast of champions. Patricia's here. It's good to see everybody. Looks like when we get to the other side of this building, we'll still get a little more color. But I think from basically this point forward, it's going to be more about the skyline views than the water. David said, write a message and toss it into the Hudson. I could write a few novels and toss that in. Joe's checking in from New Jersey, originally from Bensonhurst. Hey, good to see you. Prospect Basement says, maybe this is an unpopular opinion, but I miss some New York City snow and colder weather. My so-called retirement says, was the wine bottle a $4,500 a month apartment? Well, see, that one actually has water views and very rare Greenway access. I mean, you basically don't see that. So my guess is it goes for way more than $4,500 a month, if you ask me. And for Prospect, I'm with you. So I've been posting about the records we've been breaking of no snow. And the funniest thing I've learned is how many people are very happy to go without the snow. But I like the snow. I mean, I don't love it when it turns to, you know, gross slush, but part of being in New York is having seasons and some snow. Certainly having 50-degree days in late January is a little strange. Though apparently the record high the other day was like 69 or something insane. That would be too weird. That would be way too weird. British Gray, good to see you. Dusty says spring is coming. We got to have winter before we have spring. On our left, the Hustler Club. On our right, this is the Manhattan Ferry Terminal. Or cruise terminal. Gosh, kiddo brain. Cruise terminal. So if you're going on a big cruise, this is where you'd pick it up. I think here it's Norwegian. And I think I've seen Celebrity here. Royal Caribbean is in New Jersey, and I think Disney is somewhere in Brooklyn, if I remember correctly. Lisa, I was telling folks before, today was a big cleaning day. We were going through, tossing old stuff, going through old photos. We did a big project this weekend where we printed off a ton of photos to send to family. And I don't know if you guys know this, but if you use Google Photos, that app, you can very, very easily send them to CVS, and I'm sure other places, but you can send them very easily to CVS and get them printed as, you know, real photographs. And it's super cheap. And at least for us, it's done in like an hour. So it's so convenient. So this is Pier 90, and we're crossing West 50th Street. Miss Joni's Gardens here. 31 degrees Fahrenheit, freezing fog in southern Ohio. Oof. Yeah, we're having a heat wave here. I'm actually dressed awfully warm for today. I knew I was going near the water, so I wanted to dress a bit warm because it's usually pretty windy over here, but I think I might have overdressed. Gotta hug the fence here. Ambrose says, the next time Sean points at a bus, I expect to hear that the wheels go round and round. Oh my God. One day we're gonna get to the point where all I can hear in my brain is like Baby Shark or something. It's all gonna be over. Super loud helicopters right above us. I'm trying to figure out where they are. Sounds like there's multiple. Oh, Ambrose, that's so funny. And a little too real. Oh, we're coming up on the Intrepid and it looks like it's lit up really nicely. We should be coming into view for you guys in just a second. I see some red, white, and blue. Paul's here, made this exact walk back in November from West 57th all the way to the 12th, bringing back good memories. Yeah, this is one of my favorite walks in the city. We did the East River recently, and whoever was on, you'll recall it was the detour tour. Every 20 blocks or so, you have to get into back into the island because there's construction and all sorts of stuff going on. The west side, it's basically clear, so it's such a pleasant walk. And for those of us fast walkers, it's particularly nice. You can just fly along, and you get all these amazing views along the way. So we're coming up now to the Intrepid Air and Space Museum. So this is a decommissioned ship. It's now a museum. When we get up ahead a little bit to the corner, we'll turn around so you guys can get some really good views. But yeah, some of my favorite walks are over here along the Hudson. And we're coming up to the ferry terminal, and I'm thinking we may hop on the New York City ferry. We may hop on the New York City ferry, take it downtown, and go see the skyline that way. So I think that's what we might do tonight. We're just going to take it to Battery Park, so you can take it 2 stops. One stop is Battery Park, the second stop is Staten Island, in which case you'd see the Statue of Liberty, but I sadly we can't do that tonight. But we can go downtown, we can see some really nice views of Lower Manhattan. Ooh, let's take a breather. My beautiful wife Lisa says, "You're going to come home, right?" That's what I'm saying. Only one stop. Only one stop. I'm deciding in advance we will not go to Staten Island tonight. As much as I would love to see our friends in Staten Island, tonight we will not stay out to all hours. Yeah, it's a massive ship. There's actually a nice pier here. You can walk all the way to the end. But let's head over to the ferry terminal. Let me buy a ticket, and we'll go hang out there. If anybody wants to go to ferry.nyc, and it's a little confusing, but if you're able to figure out when the next ferry ride is, that would be helpful, but not required. We'll just hang out. This is also where you would pick up things like the Circle Line. So there are, you could take a dinner cruise or other things, or certainly other boats around the city. But my favorite way is the New York City ferry. It's $4 a person, and there's tons of really convenient routes around the city. If you take the Staten Island ferry from the Battery, that's completely free. And it has excellent views, but it's the farthest from the Statue of Liberty. So if you want to get the closest, you can you can actually do tours where you get onto the island. Then the next closest is just, a Circle Line that gets pretty close. And then the New York City ferry is a little closer. It's kind of in between. That's what we'll take tonight, but just to the Lower Manhattan. So we'll get some really cool building views. Something a little different tonight. I haven't done this in a long time. And it's especially fun at night because New York City skyline at night is so different than during the daytime. Especially when we start to see, one world trade. Empire. It's the Empire State Building sticking out. Lisa, I was telling them I have baby brain tonight, bordering on incoherence. So maybe we'll take a nice boat ride, let the views mostly speak for themselves. Surfboard, hey, good to see you. Oh, Andrea did this walk in the summer. Yeah, it's really fun. It can get pretty hot out here, but it's such a great walk. And in spring and summer, I probably told you guys before, but it's a fun place. You come in the afternoon, find a spot to read against the water, and then find a restaurant nearby, not too far from the water. eat outside, get a bottle of wine. Doesn't get much better than that. All right, so we're gonna pop in here. I'm gonna buy a ferry ticket and we'll go hang out by the water. So just bear with me a couple minutes.
That way, set the numbers down. And it is fair.
No, you're all good. Thank you. All right, have our ticket. Just bear with me. Let's head outside and then I'll put my stuff away. Hey, Sister Surround is here. So basically what I was doing there, they have a very handy app, but since I'm using my phone for the stream, I wasn't able to use that. So tickets are $4 for most people. I think there are some discounted fares, but I'm not super familiar with the, with all the rules around that. And there was some package deal for like getting 10 rides, but I just get, one ticket each time. So the noises you're hearing right now is the pier we're on moving up and down with the water. So we're gonna hang out here, wait for a ride. Let me turn off my, had my watch going. So let's see, we walked for an hour, 3.99 miles, a fairly quick 16-minute, 18-second pace. We burned 500 calories, okay. We've earned our glass of wine for the evening. So for anybody just joining, we're waiting for the New York City ferry. We're going to take it downtown. We're going to watch the Manhattan skyline from the boat, head down to Battery Park City, and maybe we'll walk a little bit of downtown. Good to see everybody who's joined us tonight. Thanks for being with us. Thanks for hanging out. Hopefully we'll get some really cool views tonight. I'm excited for this. The last few ferry rides I've done have been daytime rides. I think it's been a little bit since we've done a nighttime ride. George is here. Good to see you. The pier is really moving. You can really hear it moving up and down. The water doesn't look... It's making, I should say, a surprising amount of noise considering the water looks pretty peaceful, but I guess we'll see. So as I walk this way, facing New Jersey. So I'm facing west right now, towards New Jersey. Where I'm standing is where the New York City ferry picks up. There's obviously different boats, so there's some commuter boats that come from other places that are a little farther down. So that one's saying that's a Hoboken boat. And again, so we're on the west side of Manhattan. This is the Midtown West New York City ferry route. It'll take you one of two stops. You could take it to Battery Park City, or you can continue, you can stay on and go all the way to Staten Island. And it lets out very close to where the Staten Island ferry would go. See folks starting to line up, but I don't see our boat anywhere, so I think we'll just hang tight for a bit. And we're probably going to stand anyways, so I'm not in a huge rush to...
Water Ferry is approaching now to stick number 4. Smoking on walking south is running right now in stick number 3.
We are waiting for them to call slip number 2. Slip number 2 is what we're waiting on. Noble Sweetness, good to see you. And Lino's here, says, I used to take the Jersey ferry from Pier 11 to Seabright. It's my sister's home in Monmouth Beach, New Jersey, 45 minutes. Ooh, I bet that's a really nice ride. My favorite ride on the New York City ferry is the Rockaway route, which leaves from Pier 11 as well. It's probably similarly, it's probably about 45 minutes on the boat. And what I tell people is head out to Rockaway during the day, you know, however long you want to be out there. So you could go in the morning, you could go in the afternoon, and then time your ride back so that your return trip happens during sunset. And that sunset trip back on the ferry is, again, for $4, it's like one of the best things you can do in New York City.
Ferry is boarding right now in sleep number 4.
Stylish asking, is this the New York Waterway? So the Waterway are some of these, but we're going to take the New York City ferry here at slip number 2. And I think it's coming in now, so I'm going to get it. Now I'll get in line. As we wait to board up, I'm probably not going to talk as much, just not to be annoying to everybody. So just give us a, 5 or 10 minutes just to get on board. They'll let folks off. But as you can see, there's only like 10 people here, so it's going to be a pretty quick operation. And so yeah, we're going to take the New York City ferry down to Battery Park City, see Lower Manhattan and the skyline, and the Manhattan skyline between Midtown and Lower Manhattan. And here's our boat coming in now. Sal Muscles, good to see you. So yeah, if you take the Rockaway one though, it's $4 a person for the tickets, and then they have a snack bar on board. They have beer, they have wine, and for something like $25-30, you can get a couple of tickets, a couple of beers, and you could have a really nice time. Big fan of this. So they're going to let folks off now, and then in just a couple minutes we should be boarding. And we will head up to the upstairs so we have an unobstructed view. Most of the folks here are probably commuting to Staten Island, if I had to guess. So they work probably somewhere in Midtown on the west side. Really anywhere in Midtown. And this saves them the trouble of having to go to... Yep, boarding right away. So this saves them the trouble of having to go all the way downtown to pick up the Staten Island ferry. Yeah, sail, just in time. Cool, thanks. All right, they just scanned the ticket. And like I said, we're going to head upstairs so we have nice views. There's the snack bar if we wanted to get a beer. Let's head upstairs. It could get a little noisy by the engines, but hopefully, yeah, it's cold enough that I'm the only dummy upstairs. We'll have the place to ourselves, I guess. All right. I guess if we're gonna have the place to ourselves, we can hang out over here. I didn't want to take anybody's seat, but everybody's staying warm inside. It's so funny. So as you can see, so this one has, let's see, like 30 seats up top, and I'm the only person up top except for the captain. Hysterical. Carol's here. Hey, good to see you. So yeah, so it's not a super long ride. It's pretty quick. It gets very noisy, and I have a mic, so I know you guys can hear me, but sometimes it's hard for me to hear myself. So we'll mostly just enjoy the ride and the views. And it'll take us to, we're gonna get off at Battery Park City, right near the One World Trade Center. So maybe that's where we'll head afterwards. But in the meantime, we're gonna get to see Little Island, Hudson Yards, and a bunch of, I can see the top of the Empire State Building, just the, like literally the tip top of the antenna. So as we go down, we'll get nice views of Empire, of Chrysler. We're gonna get some really good views. It's gonna be really fun. David. It's tough work, but somebody's got to do it. Somebody's got to do it. It would only be made tougher if I grabbed a beer on my way up. Diana Lee is here. Hey, good to see you. So you can start to see the New York waterway boats heading out. So they're going to head back towards Hoboken. So let's see. So right now, as you hear my voice, we're looking at New Jersey. Jersey. This is now Manhattan, and we're in, this is probably 39th Street-ish, so we're looking at the 40s and up. And then as I point the camera here, this is like the Hudson Yards area, so we're in the kind of 30s here. And it's a little hard to see, but that antenna is One World Trade Center. So as we go down, all of these buildings will start to come into sight. Stylish saying Hoboken's a fun area too. Yeah, that's on my list of, I haven't visited, so that's on my list one day. There's still a few folks boarding, so we're just waiting for everybody to get on board. We actually didn't have to wait that long. We ended up here at a nice time. Bill's here, good to see you. Show you guys the water. There's all these nice reflections coming off the lights. Andrew says the beer is the full experience. That's my preferred manner, but it's a little tricky with the gimbal and everything. So we'll have a glass of wine when we get home tonight. Looks like I think they're closing up the front. Oh, we are no longer the only people up here. We now have a couple of friends up here. I am not the only one foolish enough to be up top tonight. But I have to tell you, that's why I was thinking everybody's commuting, because I guess the views for them are old hat. Patricia asking, where's the walk tonight? So tonight we are on the New York City Ferry. So we just walked down the Hudson River. Now we're on the New York City Ferry. We're moving now. And we're going to take the ferry, which is a boat ride. Oh, check out the Empire. Beautiful. Center of the frame, the Empire State Building as we pull out. So we're going to take the New York City Ferry downtown to Battery Park City, right near One World Trade Center. And away we go. So I'm actually going to go on the other side so we can face Manhattan. Yeah, we should get some really nice views tonight. So the Empire State Building is at the corner of 34th Street and 5th Avenue. If that gives you a sense of where we are. Oh, there's the New Yorker. You guys can probably start to see One World Trade coming into view. Yeah, it doesn't get much better than this. And again, a ticket on the ferry is $4. To me, this is like the best $4 you can spend in New York City. It's this or a dirty water hot dog, your choice. So there's the Empire State Building again. As we make our way down, we'll probably also be able to see a little bit of the top of the Chrysler Building. And in a little while, we'll see Little Island at 14th Street. Here's the Empire again coming into view. These are pretty good, but when we get to Lower Manhattan, the views are even better, hard as it is to believe. Yeah, there's the Chrysler Building. It's a little small, but that's the Chrysler. Chelsea Piers. Taller building to the left of the Empire is One Vanderbilt at 42nd Street. You can tell it's so much taller than the Chrysler Building. And then up next will be Little Island. Little Island, Standard Hotel, the Whitney. right, folks, I'm going to give you a preview of where we're heading next. So this is Battery Park City, Lower Manhattan. That'll be our stop. And it's going to become much, much, much bigger as we get closer. But before we do that, let me show you a little bit of New Jersey while we're here. And then as we get closer, we'll head over and watch us come into Lower Manhattan. Yeah, surfboard's right. Yep, expensive, very expensive hotels. Oh, let's get one last view of the Empire. That's so beautiful. Incredible. All right, I think we're gonna enjoy Lower Manhattan for the rest of the ride. You can see the beautiful lights against the Greenway over here. I've noticed that too. There's a ton of development going on. You know, a lot of folks want to save some money, but you also get views of Manhattan. We were on Roosevelt Island yesterday, and I think a lot of people have the same feeling, you know, save a couple bucks, but also get the skyline views. You know, it depends on what you're looking for. Taxi calling us out, yeah. We gave up on the walk, we got on the water instead. Oh, it's stylish, yeah, you can sell views. You can sell views for sure. So here we are coming up to the Battery Park City stop. Hold on, I gotta head over here for a second. We're not gonna miss this. All right, let's see if I can zoom without. Let's see. Bear with me, I'm trying to get you guys the Statue of Liberty. Whew. All right, now I know why everybody's inside. I'm frozen now. My hands are officially frozen now. All right, but we did get to see a little bit of the Statue of Liberty. Beautiful. We'll get another view when we get off the boat, but we're coming up to it, so had to show you guys. Andrea asking me to zoom in. That was as far as my frozen fingers are not dexterous right now. That was the best I could do. When we get off the boat, we'll zoom in a little more. Yeah, so for everybody who's joining, this is the New York City Ferry. It's a $4 ride, and the tickets are good for 2 hours. So what you could actually do is take the boat down here to Battery Park City, and then if you hoof it across town over to Wall Street Pier 11, you can actually get on another boat. You should have plenty of time. And yeah, that is the Verrazano in the far distance. When we get off, we'll walk around a little bit, so we'll see a little more. But we're gonna get off here at Battery Park City, and we'll get some lower Manhattan views. I mean, I think this is the screenshot. Captain Cavendish checking in, Buffalo, New York. Ooh, you get all the snow. All the snow. I'll put on wide angle for a second. We are at normal zoom at the moment. This is wide angle. Beautiful. Not too shabby, huh? One last view of the Empire State Building in the very far distance now. All right, we're gonna pull in here. Start to make my way downstairs. Whew, frozen hands. Totally frozen hands. Celeste, yep. Shaking things up today. Andrea. Yeah, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. All right, here we are. This is the Battery Park City stop. Okay, thank you. So similarly, those folks are probably commuting now from Lower Manhattan down to Staten Island. $4 a ride. The New York City Ferry next to walking is my favorite way to get around New York City. Very affordable for what you get. So as we walk in, this is going to be Brookfield Place, which is one of the luxury shopping malls here in New York City. And just before there, we have Rockefeller Park to our left. And this is the Irish Famine Memorial, Irish Hunger Memorial. Yeah, stylish. It's much cool. It's much warmer now. We were having the wind blowing all over us. This is actually a very nice memorial during the daytime. I think it's closed right now. Let's walk over next to Brookfield Place. They don't like filming in there. So here's what we're going to do. Let me go back to the water one last time so we can let me zoom in and show you guys the Statue of Liberty. If we were to stay on the boat one more stop to Staten Island, you do get these very beautiful Statue of Liberty views, but can't stay out all night tonight, I'm afraid. And actually, last time we tried to do it, we lost the connection like a few hundred yards from Staten Island. It was a little bit sad. But let me show you guys the Statue of Liberty here, and then we'll walk into Lower Manhattan a little bit. Polo's here, checking in from Boston. Ooh, we love Boston. Hoping to get a visit in there one of these days. There she is, Lady Liberty. Beautiful. right, folks, let's head into Lower Manhattan a little bit. I'm gonna go this way today because when we go south, we sometimes there's a little dead spot right there. So let's try this direction today. Ooh, yeah, it's much warmer all of a sudden. But those views were worth it. Worth freezing our hands off. There are a lot of good restaurants over here. A couple that my wife and I like. On the left, El Vez, Mexican. And I think originally that's from Philadelphia. I think somebody was joining us from Philadelphia earlier. And then on the right, over here is Parm, which is kind of Italian-American by the people who do Carbone. On the other side is a PJ Clark's. I know a lot of people like that. It's got amazing views, but we haven't been blown away by the food, and it's awfully expensive. So if it's going to be expensive, it better blow us away. On the left, I have not been to this, but Blue Smoke I think is a Danny Meyer restaurant. He does some of the best restaurants in New York City, so I'm sure it's pretty good. Ooh, lots of people at Parm tonight.
I'm going to Jakarta.
Some cool art here. Ooh, everybody's describing their drinks. Yeah, order me one. I'm excited for a glass of wine when I get home. That's my plan for tonight. Although I guess it depends on what my wife and I have for dinner, because I don't know, is it a margarita night? Whoa, and $5. Super chat from Gettysburg, ma'am. Happy Monday. Hello from Pennsylvania. Hey, good to see you, Gettysburg, ma'am. Thanks for joining us, and thank you for the $5 super chat. Thank you, thank you, thank you 5 times over. We are always grateful for your company and your support. We just hopped off the New York City ferry. We're down here in Lower Manhattan, and as we move forward, I'm going to start panning my camera up as high as it will go. Ooh, is our connection coming back? Brookfield Place. It's a funny spot for buffering, but we'll keep moving. All right, looks like we're coming back. Sorry about that. Gettysburg, ma'am, if you didn't hear me, I was sharing my thank yous and my gratitude for the very generous super chat. We're hopping across now, right next to One World Trade Center, which is awfully hard to show you guys on camera because it's literally so big, but I'll do my best. Just give me a second. Let me kick the connection for a second. All right, hopefully we're coming back. Sorry about that. We are now inside the World Trade Center Memorial. I think we'll take a little walk around here, kind of calm, reflective moment of silence as we finish up today's walk. The Oculus behind us. This is the North Reflecting Pool, Memorial Pool. We'll just take a quiet walk around here. And I'll thank you guys for being with me. Behind us is the museum, and I have been. It's probably among the most difficult museums I've ever been to in my life. It's worth the visit, but it's very, very, very powerful and emotional. That's the Perlman. It's going to be a performing arts center. I think they just completed the construction there. Let me show you again. We're at the very base of One World Trade Center. Yeah, Robert, it's very, I always tell people it's so hard to know how you would design a memorial here, but I think they did a really impressive job. The flowers represent somebody's birthday. Yeah, Colleen, I'm with you. Miguel, yes, this is the North Tower pool. So you have One World Trade. The new Performing Arts Center. Oculus. And then you have the North Memorial, the museum, and then the South Tower. And then there's also Liberty Park behind us, which maybe we'll go finish over there, which has a nice, I guess as we get closer, let me see if there's people over there, because I don't know when it closes. Keep forgetting that as we get into winter, things aren't open all the time. Yeah, John Burke, I agree, but it's you know, when I'm in this area, and there's something about it at night, you know, it's a beautiful, reflecting place. Stylish asking, was I in New York City? No, I got here in 2004. I got here in 2004. So this is where the South Tower was. And this is many people's, it's hard to say the word favorite, but you know what I mean. This is Survivor Tree, which is a calorie pear tree. It was found in the rubble by some of the crews. Realized it was alive, nursed back to health by the New York City Parks Department. And it is among the first trees to blossom during spring. Survivor Tree. It's an incredible story. Let's head, let me head south a little bit. Let me see if there's anybody over at Liberty Park, in which case we might hop up there. And if you guys want to see more from this area, I'm afraid I have to have a somewhat earlier night tonight. My wife and I are both just exhausted. But if you want to see more from this area, just head into my channel and type in World Trade Center. And I have lots of visits here from different times. Let me just walk across. I'll go see if it's open. Surfboard, isn't that incredible? I think that's an incredible story. And it is so beautiful during spring when it blossoms. But let's see if we can head up to Liberty Park. Almost nobody comes here to Liberty Park. Even when the memorial is filled with people, this area is surprisingly never that busy. And I'm realizing that as we came over here, we had all this buffering, so it probably felt a little abrupt, so I apologize for that. But thank you guys for bearing with us and hanging on out as we explore the city. So this is Liberty Park. There's a pathway here that you can take over to Brookfield Place. This is the Koenig Sphere. Absolutely incredible sight. And you can Google all these things and see images of what they originally looked like. So as you can imagine, this is not what the sphere originally looked like. I might have a picture here that I can show you. Yeah, so let me walk over here and I can give you a slight overview again of the memorial. So this right in front of us is where the South Tower was located. Just behind it is the museum. Again, well worth a visit, but it's probably the most difficult museum I've ever sat through. And the reason it's very difficult in particular, because obviously there's other museums for other horrific events, but because this happened so relatively recently, there's audio, there's video, there's voicemail. I mean, there's just all this stuff that makes it not just pictures and not just text, but it's actually like you can actually see and hear stuff. So it's a little difficult. And ABX Trail, thank you for sharing. I'm sure everybody agrees. Just incredible. We are happy you are here. On our left, the North Memorial where we started, and then One World Trade. And now that we're a little more distant from it, like you can see when you're right up next to it, it's so large you can't see the antenna. You have to get a little bit away from it to see it. And after years and years and years and years, the Calatrava designed Greek Orthodox Church has finally opened. It was quite a saga of fits and starts with the construction. But let me walk around here a little bit and get you guys some views because it is absolutely incredible. Oh yeah, Stylish Money. That's one of the reasons I kind of like going at odd times, because sometimes when you go kind of in the middle of the day on a really nice day, you see some funny stuff. So let me scoot back a little bit so you can see this. And then over on this side, there's one more site I want to show you guys, which is, we also have an Anne Frank tree. So to our friends in the Netherlands, they donated a sapling from the original Anne Frank tree. And again, please do check out some of our previous videos from around spring so you can see what some of this looks like. But let's head over this way. Let me get you a couple last views and then we'll call it a night, and I'll have to head back to the wife and the kiddo. We're all just a little bit exhausted from the last week, not getting enough sleep. But let me head up here, show you one last couple of views. Oh, Belmar, I'm sure. And since we did have some connection difficulties towards the end here, I'll post a replay later if I can. That won't have any of the buffering. So if you want to revisit the last like half hour, I'll try to post that when I get home. This is the Oculus on our right. It's funny, it's so big it's hard to get entirely in frame. Wow, and an incredibly generous $20 super chat from Flowing Happy. Hey, Flowing Happy, thank you, thank you, thank you 20 times over. We appreciate your support. We really appreciate your support. Thank you for that. And again, I apologize for the connection on the back half hour of the stream. I'll post a replay if I can when I get home so that we can revisit together. But Flowing Happy, thank you very much for that. I really do appreciate that. Thank you for your support. Oh, that's too kind. Too kind of you to say so. We love hanging out with you guys. Getting to share New York City with you. All right, my friends, we're going to come to the end here. I have to head home to my wife and kiddo. We're both just a little exhausted from the past week. So what did we do today? We hoofed it across Central Park, made it all the way to the west side. We hit the Hudson River at sunset and got to see some pretty good color. And then we got to watch the sun go down and the building lights turn on. And we got to take the New York City Ferry down here, finishing with a little contemplative, peaceful, I hope, walk near the World Trade Center. Hope everybody enjoyed getting to hang out tonight and explore a little bit of New York City. We'll do more down here one of these days, where we'll try to see a lot more from Lower Manhattan. But we got a little piece of it tonight. If you're new to the channel, and you like what you see, I hope you'll consider subscribing. Starting an Instagram if you want to check out some of our photos. Leave a like, it helps other people find the channel. And a big thank you to everybody who watched, hung out, chatted, commented. And of course for the very, very, very generous super chat donations. Thank you for that. We'll have lots more from New York City soon. I want to just get over here so you guys can see the lights at Zuccotti Park. It's really sticking out. But we love hanging on out with everybody. Hope you enjoyed tonight's walk and the ferry ride. And like I said, I'll do my best to post a replay that won't have any of the buffering. But thanks everybody for being with us, exploring with us, checking out New York City. And we'll see you all again real soon. So signing off from Lower Manhattan, and in just a moment, Zuccotti Park. Hope everybody has a really great night, and we'll see you again very soon. Thank you. Thanks, everybody. Have a great night. Andrea Jordan, Stylish Bunny. Grandma, Robert, Brenda. Surfboard Preston 984. Lizzie, Noble Sweetness. Joanne. And everybody who joined tonight. Thanks again. We'll see you again real soon.